The Erdsteel Dagger was a fun run. I knew this was going to be a good weapon, yet it still somehow surpassed my expectations. And if you have a good build and know how to use it, the successive attack power on this dagger will make it one of the highest DPS builds that you've used yet. To grab this weapon, we simply need to go to Fort Height and kill the Bloody Knight occupying it. Then talk to Kenneth Height himself, and he will gift you the Erdsteel Dagger. The moveset is shared with some other faith-scaling daggers. We have fast light attacks that we will use on occasion, and the dual-wielding moveset is quite fast, but for this run, we will only need one Erdsteel Dagger, because those uncharged two-handed R2 attacks are fast and deal tons of damage. It's not intuitive to use heavy attacks when using such a small weapon, but because of how successive attack power builds work in this game, this is the best option to knock out enemies fast. For our Ash of War, we have Sacred Blade, which we can find by the Erdsteel Dagger. Just head north of the Third Church of Marika in the Mistwood. The Erdsteel Dagger already has faith scaling, and when we Sacred infuse it, a lot of that damage will be converted to Holy. Since this is a faith build, that Holy damage is going to scale well. The Sacred Blade Ash of War attack not only buffs the weapon, but fires out a holy projectile from range, keeping enemy poise low. For this run, I used the best buffing incantation in the game, Golden Vow. That gives us 15% more damage and 10% more damage negation. This was a light load build, and I didn't use something like the Dragon Crest Great Shield or the Opaline Hard Tier, so the 10% damage negation was very welcome. I didn't use any other incantations, but Catch Flame would have worked so well. It wasn't fitting of the holy theme of the build, but having an alternate damage type attack at your disposal will make some of these fights so much easier. Radigan is the prime example here, as he resists holy damage 80%, but will be weak to the fire damage of Catch Flame. For our playstyle, we want to start with a Flask, Golden Vow, and lead off with a Sacred Blade attack. Make sure you're two-handing your weapon, and burst down as much damage as you can with those uncharged heavies. Those attacks are why we use only one dagger for this build rather than dual-wielding. When the boss ends up creating distance or you want the weapon buff back, recast that Ash of War. I carried one blue flask for this build, so that or a few Starlight Shards will cover all of your focus point requirements. The question I have for you this week: what is your favorite dagger in Elden Ring? The Erdsteel Dagger was very fun, but I still can't get over the design and the Ash of War of the Black Knife. That, and you cannot go wrong with the Misericord, with the best in-game crit multiplier. The video I made with that weapon still gets love to this day, almost 3 years later. It's crazy to think I've been making these videos for 3 years, and I'm still going. Moreover, I have no intention of stopping anytime soon, so if you like these build videos, or the other topics I cover, relating to many other things in the Souls-like genre, be sure to like and subscribe to TheJerseySide, where we upload without fail every Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. The talismans for the build were the two-handed sword talisman, for 15% more damage with the moveset, Millicent's prosthesis along with a Rotten Wing sword insignia, for 5 more dexterity, and that double boost to successive attack power. Finally, I had the two-headed turtle talisman. This build uses heavy attacks frequently. Even with the low stamina usage because we're using such a small weapon, that green bar goes down in no time. The faster we can replenish it, the better. Our tiers for the build were the Holy Shroud and Crack tier, Sacred Blade is pure holy damage, and because this is a faith build, much of our weapon damage is as well, and the Thorny Crack tier, for our third boost to successive attack power. Our stats at RL 170 are 60 Vigor, 20 Mind for Golden Vow and the Ash of War, 35 Endurance to light roll with the weapon, 29 Dexterity, and 80 Faith, as this is the stat our weapon scales from. A few months ago, I made a video about the top 5 most underrated weapons I've used. If I were to remake that video and add 5 more, the Erdsteel Dagger would be on that list. I'm gonna show it now because this was the fastest Mesmer fight I've ever had. It's max New Game Plus, and I still was able to smoke him in like 1 minute. Sure, it is still Elden Ring, and some of the tougher bosses have holy resist, but even with that, none of the fights took way too long like they did with the Coded Sword. So if you're in the market for a nice new successive attack power build, and or an underused weapon, pick up the Erdsteel Dagger.